Good morning. Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know you're here. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get all the things done. So give me a moment. Just say hello and let me know you're here. Give me just a second while I pull this up on my phone. If I can find it. There we go. Let me know you're here. All right. So good morning. We are here for a beautiful day. I hope it's beautiful where you are. I know I'm here in Georgia, and it's a nice, sunny, wonderful day. Yesterday was storms, and we had some hail, and then we're supposed to start getting some really, really heavy storms starting tomorrow night. So it makes you really appreciate even more how beautiful the sunshine is. But we also appreciate the rain when it comes, because without it, we don't have all the beautiful flowers and everything. And right now we need some washing the pollen down a little bit too. Because here we are in high pollen season. All right, so let me see where we are. Hello over on Instagram as well. So glad to have you here, and I'm going to go ahead and share today's affirmation. All right. Gratitude is my superpower, because the more I appreciate, the more amazing things flow into my life. And we've talked about this many times, and I'm not the only one. You hear it everywhere, but it stands to be repeated, because there's this thing about the more you hear something, the more it starts coming in and you resonate with it, right? So the thing is that whatever we think about, we start attracting similar things vibrationally. Not like if you cut your finger, you're going to attract a whole bunch of cutting your finger. No, it's going to attract things that feel the same angst-wise in your body. And if you keep focusing on them, you're going to have things that make you feel the same way, not necessarily the same thing. So it's important for us to really tap a little bit, or not a little bit, a lot, into our gratitude. Because one of the things I like to say is that the first thing I'm grateful for every single day when I wake up is the fact that I woke up, because not everybody had that opportunity. And we don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't even know what comes in the next minute. But right now we're alive and we're vibrant and we're right here together. And I am eternally grateful for that. I am grateful for so many things in my life. And it's a great thing to have a gratitude journal that you write in all the time. And a lot of people have this thing where, well, I'm not a journaler. Well, it could be that not a journal, but my obvious evidence of gratitude. So you could just start opening it up, and when there's a thought that comes to your mind of something that you're grateful for, you write it down. You don't even have to think of it as a journal. But the more you look for those things, the more you find them, right? Because what is it they say? Whatever you look for, you find. So if you're looking for evidence of how horrible things are in the world, you're going to find it. Remember, I talked yesterday about our 2,000 bits of information that we get per second, and how we can actually alter what those bits are by what were our thoughts and all that we're thinking. So just decide today that gratitude is just part of your world, and gratitude is your superpower, because it is the gratitude that you can feel in any given moment. Like, for instance, I was on Facebook just a little bit ago, and there was someone in my news feed, and I don't even know who. I just glanced at it real quick because I knew I was getting on here with you guys. And so I was just perusing a little bit. And she had been in a car accident, and it was a pretty serious accident. She was in the hospital. And the thing that she was talking about was that it showed her how much she was loved. It showed her how much the people around her cared for her. And so it really gave her a more tangible insight about things to be grateful for, right? And so we don't want to wait until we have some kind of horrific accident that puts us into a place where we need to look, right? Or we've got to find something to make it feel better. Or maybe if we can start here, I'm not saying she didn't notice all of that, of the people that cared for her and loved her before. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the more we can feel that inside and be grateful for all the things in our lives as they show up, the more of those things are going to come to us to be grateful for. So gratitude is your superpower, because your superpower is that you can just attract things into your world with your thoughts and your feelings. Now, that doesn't mean you don't take action. So don't even go there, right? When it comes to business and relationships and things, you don't just sit there and your way and everything just happens, right? But through gratitude, you pull things to you, you attract things to you that give you that gratitude feeling again, so that more and more and more of your day, more and more of your experience is, wow, I cannot believe I am so grateful for this. Oh my gosh, this has turned out even better than I ever thought. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just met that person. Where is your gratitude right now, right? It is your superpower. Just own it, you know? I think we all need a shirt that says gratitude on the front, and with a big S or something, so that it is our superpower, right? And this is a reminder today for you to take that on in a deeper way, because we all know this, right? We all know this, that it's, hello, Sandra, hello. It is something that we all know, but it's not something that we always pay attention to or we always utilize, right? So let's say, for instance, that you got up this morning and you were grateful to be alive, but then you went to do something and it didn't turn out right, or maybe you got a phone call or something online that all of a sudden started making you feel a little anxious, a little bit down, a little bit fearful. I mean, I see a lot of posts that people are putting up right now that is just so fear-based. And so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anybody with what they do, but if you are in that space and you want to start seeing things that are better and start experiencing things that are more what you want, then start with gratitude. Find things in your life to be grateful for. And I'll be honest, the first time I did something like this, I did a gratitude journal every morning. So I would wake up and I would sit and I would write in my journal the 5 things that I'm grateful for. And the first, I don't know how long it was, but the main things was, I woke up, my coffee was good, my house is comfortable. It was those kinds of things, because I couldn't find anything else. And it took some time for me to, as I appreciated those things, more things started showing up. And it wasn't instantaneous. It's not like I wrote 5 things down today and then tomorrow 10 showed up. They were probably already there. Well, in actuality, they were already there. I just didn't see them. I didn't recognize them as something to be grateful for. And then as I began to notice the things that were there that I was grateful for, not that I wasn't taking things for granted anymore. For one thing, I have a niece, and I posted in a couple of places. She's doing a fundraiser right now because my niece has muscular dystrophy. She's in an electric wheelchair. She was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when she was 13, something. I don't remember exactly how old she was. But, the thing is that from that age, she's been dealing with this. Now, in the beginning, she kept thinking, well, just give me something and it'll be fine. And she was just slower walking. She could walk, she could run, she played some baseball, but they started giving her a hard time because she wasn't fast enough to run the bases anymore. So they started doing is it called a, good morning, Angie. Is it called a pitch hitter? I don't remember. But anyway, somebody else would run the bases for her because she couldn't. Well, we didn't realize that it was the muscular dystrophy. She walked with shuffling her feet. We didn't realize it, right? There were a lot of indicators, but nobody noticed. And now gosh, how old is Ginger now? She's 50, maybe, I think. And maybe, yeah, 50, at least 50. I think she's 50. But since the age of 13, she's been dealing with this, right? And it just is something that just progresses. So every day she wakes up, she's grateful for the fact that she can raise her arm. She can't raise it all the way up, but she can raise her arm and feed herself, right? She is in a wheelchair, and she's very grateful that she has a wheelchair. Well, it's been having a problem. And so she's grateful that she still has one, but it's on its last leg, so to speak, right? And so she's doing a GoFundMe to raise money to get her new wheelchair, which she was finally, I think it's Medicaid, Medicare, whichever one it is. I think it's Medicaid, has approved her to get her wheelchair, but they don't pay but a certain percentage, and she has to come up with the rest. But the reason I'm sharing this is if you want to donate, you let me know and I'll share the link with you guys. But the thing is that I get up out of my bed and I walk to my bathroom to go to the bathroom. I walk downstairs to get my coffee. I can roll over in the bed. I can get up by myself. I can go to the bathroom by myself. I can do so much. She can't do all of that. When she is asleep in the bed and she wakes up and she's uncomfortable, and how many times do you roll over in the bed at night or move to get your leg out from under the covers, or all those things that you do without thinking, right? She can't do any of those. She has to wake her husband up, and she can't reach over and touch him. She has to say his name over and over and over again until he wakes up, and then he has to shift her body. Now think about that. So how many things, just by the fact that you can move over in your bed and you can roll over and you can get up and you can walk, if you can't, maybe you're in a position similar to her, but there are still things to be grateful for. Like, she's very grateful that she can raise her arms. She's grateful that she has a wheelchair, and she loves to paint. So she's grateful that she still has the ability to paint, because her abilities are declining all the time. She used to be able to drive her handicap van. Now she can't. She has to be a passenger in it. She can't drive it anymore. So it's a progressive thing. So I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying that there are so many things in our life that we can find to be grateful for, just in our day-to-day thing. Not to even count grateful for, having a world where we are free and we are able to do the things that we want to do, right? There are so many things. And if gratitude is our superpower, every time you look at one of those things that you're grateful for, you write it down, you do something, you bring more things to be grateful for. So put this on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, put it on your mirror with a chalk marker, put it on sticky notes, put it on a piece of paper, stick it to your fridge. I don't care. Gratitude is my superpower. Put it there so that you see it and you are reminded all day long when you open the fridge and it's cool. Grateful, right? So find every little thing. Make it a game today. How many things can you find to be grateful for? Ooh, just how many? Wouldn't that be cool to play with? Hold on, I'm going to share the journal prompt. All right. So our journal prompt. If I threw a gratitude party today, what would I be celebrating? So today, I challenge you to have a piece of paper or a notebook that you continuously write all day long the things that you're grateful for. And then tonight, celebrate it. At the end of the day, look at those things and say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize all the things that I already have in my life to be grateful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? And then list 3 things that make my life awesome right now and one unexpected thing I'm grateful for. So what are they? You can list more than 3 things if you want to. If you keep a notebook all day long, that's going to be powerful, right? So instead of listing 3 things, write as many things as you possible throughout the day. But when you're sitting down for your journal prompt and you're doing this exercise, you can list 3 or more, right? So as I always recommend, get your notebook out or your journal out and put the date, the affirmation, and the journal prompt. And then say this affirmation and journal prompt out loud. Give it some emotion. Oof. How would you tell someone that you were going to have a party? Would you say, I'm going to have a party today, celebrating? No, you would not. You would say, oh my gosh, I'm having a party. So give it some party emotion, right? Give it some real emotion for that gratitude. And then after you've done that, you set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. You tap into the silence so that you can get in touch with that inner voice. Thank you, Angie, for listening while you're driving. I appreciate you. And so get into that quiet space within so that you can hear that inner guidance. You can hear your God voice. It's talking to you all the time. Most of the time, we're so busy in our minds and in our lives that we don't hear a damn thing. And it's time to spend a little time there with your inner guidance, your God voice. Just allowing it to speak, or allowing it to speak where you listen. That's the thing, because it's always talking to us. And it's like, what was it I did yesterday? Oh gosh, there was something. Oh, it just went right out of my head. But I had this thought to do something. I wish I could remember. I was telling my sister this morning, and I didn't do it because I thought I need to do this first. And then I found out that that was something that somebody I knew needed to hear. And it took me aback. Like, it wasn't that it didn't seem life shattering. It didn't seem like this big thing. And for the life of me, I cannot remember it right this moment. I apologize. But I didn't do it. And then I find out later that I should have. At the moment that I got that idea, I should have stopped and did it, right? Because that was my inner guidance, my God voice saying, do this. And I didn't. Now, the repercussions weren't really great. I was able to do the encouraging later. The thing is that we get those little thoughts and things all the time, and we don't pay attention. And so it's important. This is a great reminder that it's important to do that. Like one of the things, stories I like to share is, and who knows if this is actually true, but I can feel it. I can feel it. So I'm going to share it anyway. But there's a story that goes around about Michael Jackson in his hotel room. And he wakes up and he calls his agent and he says, okay, he said, I've got this great idea. This is the new thing that we're going to do with our dance routine and our videos that we're going to do. And the manager says, oh my gosh, could this not wait? It's 3:00 in the morning. And he said, no. He said, the idea came to me at 3:00 in the morning. And if I don't share it, Prince is right down the hall and he's going to take it. And so it's almost like there's these ideas and these things that are floating in the air. I like to think that we have a symphony of notes. So just look at musical notes floating around in your world, right? And like we talk about the bits of information that come to us per second, right? It's in your 2000 bits. The musical notes floating around. One of them gets close and says, look at me, look at me. That's a thought that comes to you that wants you to take an action. You don't do it, it floats away. Now, it may come back, but a lot of times it goes to somebody who takes advantage of it. So I like to think that we are looking at gratitude as a way to see the actual notes of things to be grateful for, the notes of tasks to do, the notes that are, these fleeting thoughts that run through your mind, an idea. Like yesterday, I was out on my walk and and you may have seen, I made a post about it, but I was out on my walk with the dog and I went by this flower garden that was just somebody had started it. And in my neighborhood, there are a lot of certified natural habitats in people's yards. And so that is to bring more of nature's creatures and pollinators and everything into the area, right? And there's a lot of hoops you have to go through to make it a certified habitat. It has to be indigenous of this particular area. There's a lot of stuff. So it's pretty impressive, right? And they had these little stakes out for different areas, this is pollinators, this is this, and then they had this little area where it looked like nothing was growing. And they had put a little stick up, one of those little markers that says, grow, damn it. And so as I'm walking, I thought, that is the coolest thing. I said, I love it. And I laughed about it. And then I started thinking about how we do that in our world, right? To ourselves. And so instead of waiting till I got home, I actually pulled out my voice notes. I made a note of it so that I would remember it and I could share it out, right? And so I'm just saying that when things show up, activate them. Pay attention to them. Be grateful for them. So, are you guys open to taking on this challenge today of making a list all day long of things that you are grateful for? If you are, and I know, Angie, you're driving, so I'm just going to, for you, I'm going to say yes. And for those watching on Facebook, let me know. And Sandra, you over on Instagram, you let me know as well. The thing is that, like I said, we get what we search for, what we look for. So our journal prompt, remember, after your 10 to 15 minutes, I know I got off on a tangent, I apologize. But after 10 or 15 minutes of being in silence and listening to your intuition, your inner guidance, your God voice, then get your pen, your pencil out when the timer goes off and list as many things as you can that make your life awesome right now. And maybe one unexpected thing that you can be grateful for. So maybe you've gone through your day and you've written things down the whole day. And you've got a list of all the things. Some of them are big, some of them are small, some of them are simple, things you usually take for granted. But maybe there's one in there that really was unexpected. It surprised you, because the thing that happens is the more you attach to getting into this gratitude space, you're going to have unexpected, amazing things show up for you to be grateful for. So let's just set an intention for today, right? That today, as you're going through your day and you're journaling, you don't even have to be journaling, just making a list all day long of all the things to be grateful for. You can share with me what is the one unexpected thing that came from it, because there will be. And it could be something like somebody bought one of your programs. It could be somebody reached out that you haven't heard from in a long time. There is such a huge range of things that could be unexpected that are amazingly to be grateful for. I mean, because when we start making lists, we're only touching the surface of what the real possibilities are. That's why we get in touch with our inner guidance, because it has a lot more insights than we do on our own. And so that's inner guidance, your God voice, right? Allow it to speak to you. And you can speak back by gathering up all the things to be grateful for. So gratitude makes everything better. So let's start celebrating the good stuff. Make today the day filled with good stuff, but write it down. You don't have to do it after today if you don't want to. But I'm telling you, it gets to be fun to look back and see, wow, I was grateful for that. Amazing, right? But it's a reminder too. We take so much for granted, like I was talking about my niece. So I want you to think about all the things that you are able to do with your body, your mind, your world. There's a lot of gratitude to unpack in there. Thank you, Angie. All right, so, yeah, just a reminder. Sorry, allergies. Like I said, we need some of that rain to wash some of this pollen down. So this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern is the Hustle and Flow Party, which I don't know if you remember, but it is Christine and I are having a party to celebrate this amazing new group we have. And you can just come in and play with us on Saturday. But we are helping people to move forward as far as, I don't know, are you like me? A lot of times I have a to-do list, a to-do list. And then I get distracted and I do something else. And sometimes I can be really honed in on what I'm doing, but then somebody calls or something happens and I get distracted. And sometimes I'm doing busy work and not productive work. So we are helping you, and we're demonstrating a little bit about how we do that, helping you to tap into being a very productive and creating this space for you to work together. And we have, I don't know how many people will be there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's only one. We had another party, only one person showed up. We worked with her the whole time. It was fabulous, right? So if you can come, there is a link in the events section in the Stand Up and Stand Out community. And I know I've got this streaming out into Instagram and into YouTube. So if you would like the link for that, just let me know. And I will sorry, I would be more than happy to share the link for you to come to the party. It is free. You can come and you can play and learn a little bit about what we're doing, and just see if it's something that would help you be more productive too. We are so excited. It is something that she and I are doing together, and we just decided that maybe, hmm, it might be fun to have some other people join in as well. So we will have breakout rooms. If there's a couple of people that have something they want to work on that they can help each other, they can go out in a breakout room. And so there are so many ways that this can be amazing for you. So join us for the party. And then is Saturday, what did I say, 3 p.m. Eastern? Definitely, definitely join us. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have an amazing gratitude day, because gratitude makes everything better. Mwah.